All right, we got this, fellas. Trust each other. And when in doubt, just give me the ball. Feel me? All right, let's go.
That sounds like a pretty good plan, I'd say. It's certainly worked for him before. It's the Western Conference on display, featuring the Minnesota Timberwolves. Happy holidays, everyone, from all of us at 2K Sports. And do we have a present for you today? For Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Welcome to NBA basketball. And now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting five for both teams. One of the guys we'll be watching out for today, Chris Paul.
Well, one of the toughest commodities to find in this league, Kevin, is a great point guard, not only on the floor, but off the floor. Chris Paul is a model leader. He's a guy who is really as talented as any point guard in the league, but his leadership qualities, I think, put him over the top.
You know, it isn't just the inspiration off the court or making big-time baskets. I mean, the way he passes is infectious to his team. I mean, it's contagious, and it usually ends up permeating the whole team. Same goes for his defense. I mean, he'll come up with that big steal and he can completely change the momentum with the kind of plays he can make at both ends of the floor.
This homestand ends here for the Clippers as they get ready to hit the road. There's no question this game will put them to the test. Facing off against a team that has every expectation of beating them, they'll need to play a complete game to snare a win.
Well, this is an important matchup for a lot of reasons, guys, but I know that coming into a game like this as a coach or as a player, you know in the back of your head, you've already been beaten twice this season. You do not want to take a third loss to the same team.
Well, in many ways, Steve, it's almost a must-win situation, and that should be plenty of motivation enough. I mean, they prepared for this game, the coaches and players. They understand the matchup, advantages and disadvantages. They've got a game plan at both ends of the floor. At the very least, they will come prepared to do battle. And because of that, I think it'll be very interesting to see how the approach unfolds in this one. Well, I'm sure Chris Paul not happy with how last season ended. He's hungry for a title. But a franchise best in wins for the Clippers, and for CP3, another great season statistically, I think he's got to take some solace in that.
And for Chris Paul last season, a career low in minutes, with a great backup behind him and Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah, even when Paul missed those 12 games with an injury, the Clippers did fine without him. But now Bledsoe is on to Phoenix after the trade. Darren Collison steps into that backup role, and we'll see how he's able to fit.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. Their teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make it a close game, a potential momentum builder.
Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Rick Adelman. And Doris, what do you have to say?
Well, he knows a big part of winning this game will come down to how well they can guard Blake Griffin. He said it all comes down to positioning and preventing him from getting inside, both on and off the ball. And guys, he's willing to concede some open jump shots to Griffin to do that. We'll see if Griffin can make him pay for it. Back to you.
Thanks, Doris. Now here's Paul. Coming off a solid outing against Denver. Williams with the ball. That is a bold statement that now we've gotten used to hearing from him many times. Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. One of the guys we'll be watching out for today is Jamal Crawford.
And, you know, one of his qualities that I think probably isn't talked about enough, guys, is his desire defensively. You never see him get caught up on a screen, constantly fighting over the top, trying to stay in the offensive player's chest. I love the way this guy plays.
And something else he has on his resume are his ball skills. What a ball handler and dribbler. I mean, he looks like he was born with a basketball in his hands. It looks like it's part of his body.
This homestand ends here for the Clippers as they get ready to hit the road. Last time they came together was in Minnesota, where they fell the Wolves. They'll be trying to turn things around and climb out of a hole down 2-0 in this season series.
And I think the sort of issues they had on defense, in part at least, was a bigger factor. Really compounded, I think, because it was on the road. You have to be sharper when you go out and play as a visitor.
Yeah, everything has to be tight. You can't be loose in any aspect of your game. You're fighting against the crowd and the opponent. You've got to be tougher, mentally and physically, if you're going to win on the road.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throw of the evening.
Yeah, this is a very good free throw shooting team, guys. When you look at the numbers, impressive.
Guys, that says a lot about the poise of this team. I mean, they've been so calm, cool, and consistent at the stripe this year. I mean, that's impressive.
That's good.
Man, a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Dishes it to Ball. Jordan kicks to Crawford. Paul. And the officials call goaltending, so the reward to Boston.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
For the Los Angeles Clippers, they come in off a good outing against Denver.
And I thought, guys, they were the beneficiary of what was some lackluster defense being played against them.
I agree with you. I mean, it was really shocking how many free runs to the hoop they got.
The shot's good from Z.
How about this? They're shooting 80% so far. I know it's early, but offensively, they look great.
Ball outside. Kicks it to Barnes. Pass to Griffin. And the layup's good off the glass. Griffin's got his second basket.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
Yeah, me too, Clark. I think anytime you have success pounding the ball inside, you got to continue to go to the well.
Here's Z, and Jordan sends it back. And they're able to recover. And here we go. Fast break. Crawford's got it. And the dunk by Barnes.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run. Well, Jamal has always been able to provide a spark of offense in a hurry, but last year he was a force unto his own coming off the bench. A terrific mid-level acquisition for the Clippers.
The Clippers in the lead and pushing it out. Here's Los Angeles. Ball with the ball. Now defended by Z. Gets it to go. The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Martin the pass to Z. The dish now to Brewer. Z front past the arc. Rebound by the Clippers. Griffin's got his third rebound on the night. And for Crawford with the Clippers has been shooting since the 2009-2010 season, Steve, when he won the Sixth Man of the Year award.
Well, and he came close to winning it again last season with the Clippers.
Sure did.
Yeah, he's a guy who can create his shot as well as anybody in the league. And the ability to hit tough shots. He's the kind of player you want at the end of games who can create something out of
Up high and down hard. That's right. You have got to be kidding me.
Clark, talk about taking things into your own hands.
Did you get an assist and a field goal for that? I mean, that was ridiculous.
Martin from outside, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Martin's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Look at the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was a win against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
I'll tell you what, the way they shot the ball in that game, Kevin, it looked like a shoot-around out there.
It sure did, and all the more impressive because they did it on the road. You're not supposed to be able to get that hot in an opponent's building.
The Clippers have gotten 7 of their first 10 attempts to fall so far. Excellent pace to their offense.
Hey, I think we all knew that the Clippers were good last year, but we really took notice when they rattled off those 17 wins in a row in December. That was a franchise record, which had previously been 11, and that's when the league really took notice.
Just 2 to shoot. Stolen by Martin. And stolen by Barnes. Now the Clippers moving it up. A finish. Finishes the break with a slam.
Well, that's the easiest opportunity an offense can get off a steal.
Exactly. No defense for that.
Well, it was the year of the win streak last season with Miami doing what they did and Denver getting hot as well. But you know, Steve, the Clippers had the first lengthy win streak in terms of minutes earlier in the season.
Yeah, Yeah, what was that, about 17 games in a row they won? And I thought that kind of established the Clippers in the West, put a little fear in the rest of the conference, and gave L.A. a swagger that I thought helped them get through the rest of the season.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Guys, I caught up with Doc Rivers for a minute. They're facing a team that they've yet to beat this season. 2 losses. And I asked him what they needed to do to turn it around. He said, quote, at the end of the day, it comes down to putting points on the board. And we've got to find a way to be effective despite their shot blocking. Even if we shoot a few more jumpers, if we can crash the boards, we'll create some good opportunities. Guys, they need to break through and grab a win here today.
Thank you, Doris. And quite a focus for the game here early on. And an important one, too, guys.
Yeah, and they know how tough a task it's going to be to take on this defense. They've got to focus on that aspect right away.
Well, that's the priority in the scouting report. You face a team this good defensively, you're thinking about how we need to attack it. And then it's a matter of executing once you get out there.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
And they've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnover. He had his choice of finishing moves there, and you just got to love the fact he went old school with the finger roll.
Brewer with the steal. Chris Paul is out there with Barnes. Then there's Griffin. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Hollins in at the 3 before short. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
That's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas. And he drains those.
Outside Williams. Pass to Dang. Back to Williams. Z. Here's the feed to Brewer. Outside Martin. Shot clock at 6. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. A shot by Williams, no good.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
And that hard work on the boards needs to continue. That could be what swings this game eventually. Well, he earned that one. Took the hit and still found a way to knock it down.
Yeah, fantastic body control. And the will to get it done. You like that focus.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Los Angeles. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Already he's looking at his 3rd foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the 3rd quarter.
And the Clippers making a change here. Owens is checked in. Brewer, the pass to Z. The ball's knocked loose and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. The players you see here contribute as much on D as they do at the other end of the court. A list of the steal leaders among point guards. Well, you look at Z, always dangerous on the court. He leads the league. And, of course, Chris Paul right behind him. And now the Timberwolves on the break.
That was awesome.
Look out below.
Well, he really makes things happen offensively for this club. And as a defender, when you go against him, you have to get help defensively. So it's important for your defense to really communicate with him out on the floor.
And he's also one of those guys who just seems to be able to take it up a few notches when there's a game to be won late in the 4th quarter. In other words, he's at his best at winning time.
Timberwolves trail by 5.
Well, for Derek Williams, the number 2 pick in the 2011 draft, he played huge minutes for the Timberwolves his rookie season. But with Kevin Love out with the injury last season, Williams did play a lot at that 4 spot. And he was hoping for a breakthrough season, but it just did not happen that way.
The shot's good from Paul.
His shooting's been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons his team is up in this game.
And the pass to Z for the 3. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
The chance here to see where the Clippers sit in the NBA statistically right now. 8th in lowest turnovers per game. 9th in steals. And they are in the top 3rd of the league in assists. With the quality of players they have, you thought they might be better there, but not bad.
They're smart team. You talked about those few turnovers. That's the number that really stands out to me when you go down that list of stats. They're smart. They don't take a lot of crazy gambles. They try to work the ball around the perimeter, get it inside when they can, and get the best shot every time down the floor.
Brewer dishes to Martin. He kicks it to Brewer. Back to Martin. Drains the three-pointer. Martin's got 6 points. On back to Derek Williams, billed as a great scoring forward. Clark out of Arizona. You can see he has a nose to score, but the percentages so far haven't played out in his favor.
Kevin, only 43% from the field last season, a below-average rebounder as well, so to realize his potential, he's got to be more efficient offensively. Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
See the pass to Martin. Misses the three.
Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more of those in this league would be double digits. Well, a major goal for the Timberwolves this offseason was to get shooters. They had a big problem with wrecking teams from outside last season, dead last in three-point percentage at just over 30%. Maybe that'll ignite them. I mean, it's impossible not to get pumped up after that. At least I think that would be the case.
Well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are. Look at them. They are pumped up.
Yeah, they're geek.
That's what those alley-oops do, though.
Muhammad, he's checked in for Minnesota. They get a hand on it. Here's Paul. Rejected by Brewer. Z, defended by Griffin. And the jam by Derek Williams.
Boy, the prettiest play in basketball to me. Executed to perfection.
I don't think you're going to get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
Well, unless you're the team getting dunked on, of course.
And for the Timberwolves, no Kevin Love for the majority of last season. That really hurt their three-point percentage. They just didn't have that many options they could use to spread the floor for them.
Yeah, the value of floor spacing and outside shooting is so important. Rick Adelman's teams have always been really good execution-wise in terms of passing and moving and cutting. But if you can't shoot, then it's tough to find those cutting lanes.
See the pass to Brewer. From outside, off the mark. Clippers leading by 7. Paul gets a screen from Mullins. And there's the call on Shabazz Muhammad. Poked away. Now here's Paul. 12 points for him. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. Rebound by Shved.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Down low. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Shabazz Muhammad out of UCLA. He has a scorer's mentality. A spot-up shooter, but also the ability to put the ball on the floor once or twice, shoot a floater, get to the rim. This is a guy who just knows how to score.
And back to Muhammad Clark, 6'6", but he is a small forward. Is he a shooting guard? What do you see him?
Well, I'm not sure. He's strong, but there are questions about his lateral mobility. I think it depends on the matchup. He's a guy that knows how to play, is going to come in with something to prove, and has NBA talent.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Z in the last matchup against the Lakers put on a show. He had 55 points and rounded out a solid overall game, playing lockdown defense and finding open teammates. Absolutely amazing numbers from him in what was truly a memorable performance for him and for us, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you. He played at a level that very few players are capable of playing for.
Yeah, I agree. I was just glad I got a chance to witness it. It's always such a special night when a player of his caliber gets so locked in and focused.
And you know, in an 82-game season with so much talent, every once in a while, everything's going to click. And that was definitely the case that night.
Crawford kicks to Paul. Crawford dishes to Paul. Back to Crawford. 6 to shoot. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2.
Jamal Crawford has always been a steady scorer, an explosive scorer, really, and He's been something of a journeyman, too, over the course of his 13 seasons in the league. He's played for 6 teams, and get this, 16 different head coaches. Wow.
And for Crawford, 16 different head coaches. Steve, that's incredible. Do you think that lack of continuity can hold a player back and chip away at his game?
Well, it doesn't help, that's for sure. I mean, Crawford has always been productive, but it does make you think, what if he had been lucky enough to go to an organization with great stability, maybe to San Antonio with Greg Popovich, but hey, you just got to play the hand that you're dealt, Kev.
Passes it to Budding. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Starting to get a little momentum here after that scoreless first quarter.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Los Angeles.
A lot of success from mid-range so far for them, guys. Nothing else works. They can always fall back on the jump shot.
Yeah, I do too, and I think they're also getting some good looks in transition, doing a nice job of running the floor.
J.J. Redick's checked in for Los Angeles.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
Knocks it loose. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And the jam by Derek Williams. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
I think both teams feel like they can win. They both have confidence. So we'll see which team can kind of ride the momentum and take control of this game.
Pass to Dang. Z from the arc. And another 3 for Minnesota. Collison, the pass to Redick. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Here's Seam. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Timberwolves lead by 2. We'll be back shortly live.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Tipping off the halftime show, I'm Damon Bruce, and it's a close one underway in Los Angeles. Minnesota is ahead against the Clippers. They're atop the conference standings and looking to defend their position. Zion cruise control in this one against the Clippers. Consistent shooting from the field, making well over 65% of his shots. Not a lot of guys put up a half a basketball like that. And not to be outdone, the Clippers also giving it their all. And defensively, they've done a good job grabbing rebounds, limiting second chances. Chris Paul playing great through 2 quarters. He's got 14 points, and his defense has been very solid. He's been bothering shots. He's keeping his hands active, making it difficult for guys to score on him. And now back to the game in Los Angeles. Glad to have you with us.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. The game we're seeing from Z.
Every chance he got, he went into the paint and threw it down hard. I mean, 0 defense being played against him.
Not. He has had way too many uncontested runs to the hoop, but even if a defender's gotten there, it's been posterizing.
So on the floor for Minnesota. Z in a point guard. Checking is out there with Derek Williams. That's Corey Brewer. And it's Martin in at the shooting guard position.
One of the things that really jumps out at you about the Clippers is their depth. Really impressive. I mean, they've surrounded their stars with a bench that includes Jamal Crawford, who was second in the voting for 6th Man of the Year. They've got a nice second unit.
The Timberwolves shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Z. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. Jordan's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And we talk about the bench for the Clippers last season. Also guys like Matt Barnes and Lamont Warren. Steve, some good defensive tenacity there too.
Yeah, they had an edge. You know, Barnes really gave them some toughness and some grit. I thought Crawford's shooting gave them some balance where they had a good offense to go with good defense. And then Bledsoe slashing. They were a lot of fun to watch, that bench unit.
And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
These two teams, guys, look so evenly matched to me. I think this could go right down to the wire.
The drive by Paul. Griffin. Good, and Paul gets the assist. 14 points for Blake Griffin.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low bar.
Well, their energy is lacking. They've got to start playing harder and battle down in the paint.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. Well, with this break in the action, let's see which players have had the hot hand. Here are the top scorers in the past month. Well, you look at Z, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player.
Well, I'm sure the coach is pleased with his performance here recently. He's been on a nice little roll. If this keeps up, this team will definitely be moving in the right direction.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. I mean, defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
From deep. Kept alive. And Jang kicks to Brewer. Pass to Z. Second chance shot. And the shot is good. Z's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And he will take the ball right into the teeth of the defense.
Over the last month, let's see, Kevin, where the Timberwolves stand in the league ranking. First in scoring, first in assists. And they're also #1 getting into the passing lanes and coming up with steals. An aggressive team that ball hawks very effectively.
And the points that they're scoring per game that you talked about is really a result of great offensive execution. And this is a club that works well together. They get great looks, and they'll also score in transition.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. They're teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make it a close game, a potential momentum builder.
Barnes dishes the ball. The 11-footer. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That'll be his second foul of the game. Timberwolves trailed by 3.
You know, you get the kind of love Blake Griffin has gotten for dunking on everybody in the league. It doesn't go over well with your opponents. I noticed last season teams started to get a lot more physical with them because of that.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, Chris Paul re-signed with the Los Angeles Clippers this offseason, a 5-year max contract for over $100 million. But he held the Clippers' feet to the fire before he did, pressuring them to acquire coach Doc Rivers, who was also given final say in the front office. For Chris Paul, winning a championship is his ultimate goal, and he hasn't been shy about throwing his weight around off the court as well as on it.
Oh, he's certainly doing just that. Thank you, Doris.
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
Yeah, I like that. And some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in, but I say put as much as you can on the finish and get your teammates going.
And with hard fouls becoming a topic of discussion last season for LeBron James and certainly for Blake Griffin. Steve, what's your take? Does Griffin change his style of play? Does the league step in to protect players like him? How do you view that?
Well, the league already does protect everybody. I mean, you can't commit a hard foul these days without it being called flagrant. So, I mean, I think Griffin is fine. He just needs to continue to improve. And what he can do more than anything is develop a low post game that will translate into the playoffs.
Jared Dudley's checked in for the Clippers. Clippers have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. 8 feet away. Here's Paul. And the official officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game. And one other thing I would add is the mid-range game has been really impressive. They are showing great touch on some of those 15, 17-footers.
Williams gets the boot. He passes to Z. The train. Good. Z's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Second three-pointer of the half, fourth overall. So he's having a nice game from outside.
Crawford passes to Paul. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Some changes for Minnesota. Muhammad comes in for Derek Williams. And it's Budinger in for Corey Brewer. Z, covered by Barnes. Muhammad, the pass to Z. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
Yeah, that was kind of clumsy looking. He was not going to get away with that.
He climbed all over him like he was on the ladder. I mean, that's an easy over-the-back call there.
Collison dishes to Griffin. Gets it to go. And now a 4-point Clipper lead. And for the Timberwolves, they're shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. Barea kicks to Budinger. Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. Budinger's got 11 points.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
Here's Collison, blocked. Z, he's guarded by W. And Muhammad kicks to Budinger. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Taking a look at Minnesota. They're looking extremely sharp right now, poised in the top spot and playing very well. And, of course, there's Los Angeles. They have a lot of ground to make up.
When I look at Minnesota, they're not just a pleasant surprise this year, Steve. They're a huge surprise.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who picked them to make this kind of noise from the beginning of the year. They've had a phenomenal run.
Collison with it. Now guarded by Barea. Outside Collison. Clock at 6. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
You know, Darren Collison, DC as he's known, is a guy that does everything you want from a point guard at a decent level, but really doesn't excel at anything in a great fashion. Sort of falls into the jack-of-all-trades category.
And Clark, you mentioned Collison not dominant in any one category. What areas, Steve, do you think that Darren Collison can improve in?
Well, he can be a very good defender when he puts pressure on defenses, so he's got to focus on that end of the floor. And then offensively, probably shoots a little bit more often than he should. You know, at that size you want to guard, he's going to get your team into an offense.
And here's a quick look at how the Clippers' schedule is shaping up. They can look forward to the Oracle Arena after this game to match up against Golden State. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them.
No doubt the Golden State fans, some of the best in the league, they want to see their Warriors win that one.
Budinger, the pass to Z, to the paint, outside for Barea. And airballs the triple. That one was way off. Clippers have gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. Stolen. And here they come for the lead. And that's 2 points on the layup. Z's got 38 points. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive. Attacking and coming away with steals.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnover.
Outside Griffin. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. 6 on the shot clock. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Griffin's got 20 points.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
Chang, the pass to Z. Doubled by Doug. He dishes it to Barea. Carries it from 3-point range. Pereira's got 9.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Agreed, Clark. They've poured in 3 of the last 5 baskets on pretty open looks behind the arc.
That's good.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
Z, the pass to Pereira. Z. Doubled by Collison. Feeds to Buttinger. And there's another one for the Timberwolves. 1:03 left in the third quarter. The Clippers trail. Collison dishes to Barnes. He feeds it to Griffin. Kicks it to Barnes. Back to Griffin. The pass to Barnes. Here's Griffin. Now Barnes. Defended by Dang. And Griffin backs in. A jumper. No good off the back of the rim.
He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
Pass to Dang. Z. Dishes it to Pereira. Here's the 3. There's the bucket. Good. Now it's a 5-point Timberwolves lead.
That's a weapon they've been allowed to use at will today, Steve.
I'll say the defense has been ineffective trying to run shooters off that three-point line.
Collison kicks to Griffin. Another miss by Griffin. Here's Buttinger. And Hill to go. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third quarter. Both teams putting up points.
Make sure to reserve your copy of the #1 rated NBA 2K15 coming soon.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. Taking a look at Los Angeles. CB3 and Jamal Crawford make the back. Bill Barnes is out there with DeAndre Jordan. And Brewer kicks to Martin. Here's Z.
Some excellent numbers in this one for Z. He has 38 points and also 8 steals. This game is all about him right now.
He is in full domination mode, guys.
One of the things that really jumps out at you about the Timberwolves last year is how well they got to the foul line. Everybody on the roster is pretty good and clever at using ball fakes to draw fouls and get themselves to the free throw line, and it makes it very frustrating when you're defending a team like that.
They set the pick. Martin. Williams for 3. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Crawford passes to Paul. High, arcing shot, and that is strong. Paul's got 4 points in the quarter. Well, Clark, you said it, they were very good at drawing fouls. They were also very good at avoiding fouls, Steve, defensively.
Yeah, very disciplined defensively. The end result, they had 3rd best in the NBA in free throw differential. And for a team that struggled shooting the ball from long range, those extra points came in handy.
And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
He's gutsy. That's what I really respect about him. It seems like the more pressure there is, the more he enjoys the moment. So he is the guy you want taking the big shot at the end of a game.
And Steve, when he's defending, he forces opposing ball handlers to be very cautious. You try to get cute around him, and it will result in a steal.
Savage, that's the way to get some momentum on your side.
Absolutely. Those dunks can really have a deflating effect on the defense.
Well, especially coming from a guy out of the backcourt.
The dish to Brewer. Pass to Z. Fires the 3. And another 3 for Minnesota.
And the threes continue to go down at that end with almost nothing happening from deep at the other.
But the way to turn that around is defensively, by stopping their outside shot, not by getting into a shootout.
Now the feed to Crawford. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Now, normally that's a shot people make, but that's not really his bread and butter there.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And Zhang kicks to Brewer. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Hits the bucket. Z's got 47 points.
Boy, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. He told them to stick with what's worked to this point, saying, listen, they're giving us all the space we need inside. Let's take advantage of it. Keep working the ball inside the paint.
It was great to hear from you, Doris. Deflects the pass, and stolen by Zhang. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Martin with the bucket. And now a 12-point Timberwolves lead.
And what jumps out at you guys, the assist totals. I mean, they have been dominant in that category. It's the ball movement, player movement, a great rhythm to their offense.
Clearly seems to me a different mindset between these teams.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Griffin's checked in. Martin, the pass to Z. Back to Martin. He kicks it to Brewer. Pass to Dang. Outside, Martin. Here's Brewer. A three-pointer off the mark.
He slipped into quite a funk here, Clark.
I think that's a good word to describe it. I mean, the basket is looking awfully small to him at the moment.
I'd say that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, it sure did. Good job getting his foot. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right. Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun. Boy, that pass was in the air a long time.
Long enough for him to get a finger on it anyway and send it out of bounds.
And it's Paul penetrating.
In the last few years, it's been debated between Paul, Williams, and Rose as to who the best point guard in the league is. I think I would have to put Steph Curry in that conversation now. But I would lean towards Paul's dominance and ability to turn around the Clippers as putting him just a notch ahead of the other guys on the list.
Z, the pass to Dang. Outside Williams. Z. He dishes it to Martin. The pass to Z. Fires from deep. And the rebound goes to Griffin. Clippers trail by 10. And Clark, last season's survey of league GMs agreed. Chris Paul going the top point guard in the NBA. I don't have a problem with that speed.
It's either him or Tony Parker, but I could go either direction there. What you love about Paul is that he does everything. He defends, he scores, passes. He kind of just figures out what's needed during the game, and then he delivers for his team.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Z. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Third team foul.
Griffin dishes to Paul. Back to Griffin. Feeds it to Barnes. He passes to Paul. 5 on the clock. It's blocked. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. In a moment now to check out who Minnesota has coming up. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And they force this shot clock violation. Great D. Minnesota leading by 12. Knocked away. Martin kicks to Williams. Passes it to Z. Three-pointer. Second shot opportunity. And he sinks the layup.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Los Angeles has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Crawford passes to Paul. The finger roll finish at the bottom. Paul's got 34.
Despite the play of the team, I think he's had an outstanding game. He's really done well here.
The Timberwolves have gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. Williams passes to Z. Back to Williams. Pass to Z. Cannot hit. Jordan with some nice D.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
That's his first three-pointer of the half. Remember, he did make one in the first half as well.
See the pass to Dang, and that one's good. Jang's got 4 points in the quarter.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Crawford dishes to Griffin.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed. All of the above.
Z the pass to Brewer. Z jacks up a three. Good work defensively by Paul.
Kevin, just enough presence to bother that three-point attempt there.
Well, for a guy that shoots like he does, I'd say that is an easy look.
Crawford kicks to Griffin. From down in the left post, it goes. Griffin's got 12 points in just the second half.
I'll tell you what I love about him. His ability to finish even while absorbing contact. He is so strong, even with defenders hanging all over him. He continues to finish at the basket.
Another area where he excels is on one of the most fundamental plays in basketball, pick and roll. He will lower the boom on the defender with a solid screen, and then is terrific at rolling into space and getting the basket.
He feeds it to Crawford. Soft touch off the glass. And now just a 5-point Timberwolves lead.
So they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
Well, that's why they're on this run, guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
Back to Paul. Again, Los Angeles.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
Yeah, that's 4 straight trips, guys, where their passes have ended up in scores. 4 straight assists. Great team play.
Z the pass to Williams. Z defended by Paul. Griffin on the double team. Williams from outside, and the basket good.
And maybe that will stem the tide a little bit. This club hanging on to its lead.
Well, you know what? That was a huge bucket for them, Steve, because they want to maintain the lead, and they've got to keep scoring to do that.
And now Minnesota on the fast break. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Chris Paul picks up that one.
Well, Kevin Martin in this one, he has 11 points, and the three-pointers have been dropping for him. He's got 3 of them.
Well, as long as he's continuing to make them, I think they should make him more of a focal point of this offense.
Clippers trail by 8. Crawford dishes to Paul. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. 1:31 left to play here in the fourth.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just 1 in the first.
Z the pass to Martin. Brewer. Here's Z. Broken on the triple. Crawford kicks to Paul. Griffin against Williams. That's good. That's now 26 points for Blake Griffin.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
Here's Dang. Good. And the Timberwolves lead by 8.
Good look. He'll make that one most of the time.
LA's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Crawford drives in. That one a little long. Timberwolves shooting 55% in the fourth. They are executing late. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, he absorbed the foul and had a chance to knock you down.
That's all you can ask right there. I like that play.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. Both free throws good from Z.
That may be the knockout blow, guys. Those free throws would seem to have put this one away.
Reddit passes to Bullock. Hits it from three-point range.
You can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Minnesota shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. The pass to Z. Lets it go with a three. Good. Z's got 54 points.
Serious game-clinching run. They've taken off here. Impressive.
No backing off. What a surge at the right time.
Bullock. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. To the middle. And stolen by Reddick. Pull-up jumper. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin.
You were a rejection machine in tonight's game. How did it feel sending so many shots back the other way for the first time in your NBA career?
It was amazing. I've always prided myself on my defense, and this really felt like my coming out party. I've been working on my timing and anticipation in practice a lot, and the hard work has really paid off.